Welcome back to class. I'm Ukeme Isaac from Ultratech Systems. In this lesson, we're going to be looking at cross tabulation in statistics. We also call it crosstabs. So what does it mean? Crosstabs is simply creating a table or displaying two variables in tabular form. Now, we're going to be seeing how we use this data set to carry out cross tabulation. Now, but before then, I have a large data set here. I think I have about 1,000 respondents here. It's actually a survey, so I have about you can see I have about 1,124 respondents. So I have the ID, I have the sex, gender, then I have the age group. If you had actually seen our lessons, lesson 8A, 8B, 8C, 8D, and 8E, you would understand how this is actually being computed and coded. Where we talked about how to enter different questionnaire responses in SPSS. So we have the marital status here, and then I have qualifications, ethnicity, employment, work hours, class, region, that's geopolitical zone, level of satisfaction, and then a whole lot. So you can see I have so many here, and I just have both nominal, scale, and ordinal variables here. Now this is just a dummy data because you would see that I have to actually work with some regions here where I have the south, the southwest, and then I have the southeast. So I have like ethnicity, I have the Yorubas, and I have the Igbos, and then the Hausas. So the data here doesn't represent any geopolitical zone. It does not represent any ethnic group. So it's just a dummy data. We're just using it for learning purpose. So the statistical data here, or the statistic here, is not correct when it has to do with any region or any geopolitical zone or any ethnic group. So it's important I put up that disclaimer. Alright, so let's go about the crosstabs. So here now I'll go to analyze. From analyze, I'll go to descriptive statistics. We've been talking about descriptive statistics. We've talked about the frequencies, we've talked about the descriptives. So here let's look at the crosstabs. So the crosstabs is here. Alright, so I'll click on crosstabs, and here I have my variables here. So I'm going to be cross tabulating. So let me see which one I'm going to be considering. Now, sometimes some statistical textbook will tell you that you have to always use your dependent variables as the rows and then independent variables as the column. So for example, like maybe I want to pick the sex here. I'll just select the variable here. Is that you click and drag and drop, or you just double click? Sorry, you click. Since we have two columns here, you can't have it. So we click, you click here, and then you would have that added. So you can add more to the rows, but I want to just pick only two. So let's assume now I want to just cross tabulate. I want to just see the number of female or number of male that are married, number of male that are not married, number of female that are so just the marital status, for instance. I want to just look at that, or I want to look at, based on the data set, how many female has degree or HND, how many are registered nurses, how many are has ND or NCE. So I can actually do that by bringing this one here to my as an independent variable here. I'm bringing it to my columns. So you see exactly what I have here. And if you go to statistics, you may want to add more to the statistics. I'm actually not looking at that. We're going to be talking more when we look at the chi-square and of course the correlation. So I can click on cells, and cells here, if you want to show the percentages, I'll just click on the percentages here. Now you may choose what you want to count, maybe the observed or the expected, and then I can just choose the total here. So I'm working with the percentages, so I may choose to keep this, or to just minimize the table, making it very simple and well understood. You can create the APA style table, but then let's work with only this one first now. So here I'll now click OK under the cells. That's what I got that. And if you want to format, you can now choose whether it's going to be in ascending or descending order, but if you do not want, you just leave it that. So now I will just click OK. We're going to come back to other options, so I'll click OK. Now you see what I have here. And then at this point here, you see sixth and highest qualification cross tabulation. So I'm actually looking at the percentage of male and percentage of female that actually has percentage of male and percentage of female that has HND, percentage of male and female that has, for example, ND, or registered nurses that has no qualification, based on the data set. So this is simply what the cross tabulation is all about. It makes it easy. But I'm going to choose something else, because somehow you may find it challenging interpreting this particular table. So let's go back there again. I can just click on analyze and then go to descriptive statistics, and I will come down to crosstabs. So here I'm going to do something. So why didn't I just remove this? I want to bring my sex to be the on the rows and the column. Now you can pick any order, but it's just some textbook will tell you that the dependent variables should be for the rows and independence for the columns, but you can actually pick any format depending on what you want. So we're going to be seeing some examples here, and then let me choose the APA style and I'll click OK. So I'll click OK. Now you see this is a more detailed table for us to understand. Now it shows that these are the percentage of male. So far the number of you see what we have here. So the number of respondents we have for degrees 112, for ND and NC is 234, and then for registered nurses they are 62, and then we have 108 had no qualification. So this represents, now look at the male. So far in this data set, 21.7% of the male are degree holders or HND holders, and then you see 45.3%, which actually represent this number here, okay. So this number which represent this percentage will represent this number here are ND holders, and then you see for registered nurses, and then you see those that have no qualification. But I like to just go turn that again. Let's go to analyze and then try something else. Crosstabs. So I'm going to take this down here while I move this down here, and then we click OK. But this time around I want to show clustered bar chart. So let's try that and see what we're going to have. Beautiful. So you see exactly what I have here now. Now the table has actually changed, so this becomes more detailed. You can see now the highest qualification, there are a number of 1124 respondents, so we have that here, and the total is here, so there are no missing cases here. Now look at what we have here. You can see the table here has changed. That's why I'm giving you different options, so that it makes the interpretation of your table to be very easy and well understood. All right, so here I have degree or HND. How many male? 112 male respondents are degree holders or HND holders, and 130 female are degree or HND holders, and this represents this percentage is actually 46.3%. so this makes it easy. You see the same thing for ND and NC. We see the same thing for the registered nurses and those that had no qualification. So basically this is what the cross tabulation, and you can see our chart here. The chart is actually telling us these are ND, these are what's it called, degree, ND, HND, registered nurses. In our next lesson we're going to see how we edit bar chart in SPSS. So but you see what we have here now. So you can see the male and the female, they have been grouped, and that's exactly how it is with the cross tabulation. So I like you to just go ahead and then play around it on your own and see how. I'm going to send you this data set so that you can just go ahead. Maybe you just want to see let's try another thing. Let's see the number of okay, so I'm going to take this out. All right, I'm going to take this out, just double click to remove. So I'm going to be looking at ethnicity here, and I'm going to be looking at qualification, or let me say employment. So here you see what I have here. If I want the clustered bar chart, I can still maintain that, and then I'll click OK. So you see exactly what I have here. From my data set here, I can see that so far, look at the number of the Yorubas, and you see the Igbos, the Hausas. So far 87.7% of the Yorubas are employed, and Igbo's 10.5%, and the Hausa is 1.8%. Please, this does not represent any ethnic group. It's just a dummy data. If you make changes on your data set, you'll have that. So look at the unemployment rates. You know, that means a house that has no unemployment rates based on this data set anyway. Now it's not real. It's just a dummy data. So this is it, and this is what the crosstab is all about. So it makes it very easy. It's simply cross tabulation, you know, just creating a table or you displaying variables in a tabular form. That makes it easy, and then it helps you to do the interpretation of your analysis and exactly how it is. You can see the bar chart here. So good people, that's it about the cross tabulation. We'll see you in the next class where we'll continue to talk more about SPSS. Do have a wonderful time.